Good afternoon. My name is Ann Graham. I'm Executive Director of Texans for the Arts, the statewide arts advocacy organization. And today is our weekly Wednesday Arts Advocacy Update. We have been holding these every Wednesday at 4 o'clock events since Veterans Day, when we opened up with a session on meeting with arts leaders who work with projects with veterans and active duty servicemen and women and the arts, a very powerful combination of health and healing. And we are now into our third, fourth month of doing these. And now we're in the thick of the beginning of the legislative session. And also, very importantly, in the thick of our biennial Arts Advocacy Day. This year, it has gone virtual. This is the 2021 virtual Texans for the Arts Foundation Arts Advocacy Summit. We have now spread it out over 3 days with different sessions. And yesterday was our first session. And I'm really excited today to introduce one of our Texans for the Arts board members, and also the founder and executive director of Creative Waco, and that is Fiona Bond. Fiona is chairing our committee that has been creating this summit over the past months, and she's going to join us today in conversation around what we all accomplished, why we're here, what we hope to accomplish throughout the tenure of the summit, what it looks like, and then we've got our work cut out for us all the way to the end of the 87th Texas legislative session. So now, Fiona, I'm going to give the floor to you, and thank you so much for all you do for Texans for the Arts and for Creative Waco and creativity across the state.
Well, thank you, Anne. I'm really glad to be here today, and what a great session we had yesterday. It was so wonderful to see people from across the whole state able to join us, and maybe people who normally wouldn't be able to make the journey to Austin to be with us physically were able to be there, at least virtually. So we this year, of all the years that we have done this year is incredibly important. We know that funds are going to be tight in the state legislative budgets this year, and the arts have been so decimated by the coronavirus, by the shutdown, by everything that is cascaded from that. It's more important now than ever to be able to talk about the impact of our sector, the impact of our work. And so I feel like Arts Advocacy Day, which is now a summit and which is over 3 virtual sessions, is more important than ever. I mean, and I'm sure you're getting that sense from the communication that you're having with our legislative leaders at state level, that they need to be hearing from us so that they can make decisions on behalf of our sector. It's going to matter this year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the groundwork that we're already doing and we've been doing in the interim, preparing for the session, it's really clear, because we know that if we aren't making our voice heard with our legislators, then somebody else is taking up that space and drawing that attention and securing those resources. So it's really important that we as an advocacy organization lead the way, but that you in the field as individual advocates play an important role, because our legislators are really interested in their constituents. And for them to be able to hear from you about what's important in the district they represent and the district that you live in and that you likely vote in, they need to pay attention, and they will pay attention to constituents. So our voices needed to be heard more than ever. And that's why we're digging deep right now in this summit.
So we have a really terrific, tangible goal as part of this process, that every single elected official at state level will have a team of arts representatives reach out to them through this process. And so yesterday's session was our kind of how to reach out to our elected officials, our elected members. And so I just got those emails from you guys. Thank you for the efficient follow-up, Anne and team. I got the email that gives me, as I'm captain of the team for my area, and so it gives me instructions what to do next. So after this call, I am going to be getting on onto the offices of, we have one senator and 2 representatives for our area. I'm going to be reaching out to their offices, already know their staff team, going to be picking up that phone and saying, hey, can we make sure that we get an appointment, a virtual appointment with you guys on the 9th of February. And then of course we have our next arts advocacy session that morning, and then the legislative meetings that afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it'll be really important. It is not too late for you to get involved, even though we started yesterday with our preliminary introduction, and we've got over 160 registrants right now. Join us and help us grow that number. You can still register. In the chat box is the Eventbrite invitation link. It's free. And you can go immediately there and log in. You'll have to find out who represents you in the Texas Senate and the Texas House, and there's a link to how you look that information up. And you'll be put into our system, and you'll get an email from us that says you're in this district. Here's who our captain's going to be, and the captain's going to be helping to orchestrate the actual mechanics of all of the meetings. So I too am a captain, and I also got my emails today. We have an internship team that is just doing amazing work, and this takes a team, it takes a village, of which you are a part of it. So there's a lot of communication, bear with us, but a lot of information to impart. And as Fiona had said, on Tuesday, February 9th, that's our next big session. That's from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. For those of you who've participated in our biennial advocacy day before, that's going to look a little similar, except for you're on the computer instead of being together in the Capitol. But again, we hope to reach way more people across the state because they don't have to travel all the way to Austin to participate. And on that day, you'll hear from people speaking to the different issues that we're going to be talking about. The Texas Hotel Lodging Association talking about the hotel tax, Texas Commission in the Arts talking about the Texas Commission on the Arts Cultural District program. We'll be hearing from a veteran about the experiences that he has had on publicly funded programming around the arts and healing and the military. So we'll be having, and we'll actually have an artist, a choreographer dancer who's going to be leading us in a movement exercise after we've been sitting for Zoom for a while. We'll have music, and it'll be a really productive and intensive morning before, as Fiona said, we head off into our virtual office meetings that afternoon.
And Anne, I want to say it is also fun and it is also inspiring. Every time I have been to one of these, I have left feeling equipped to talk about the impact of the arts in a way that I hadn't been before the session. And that is the goal. That's the goal of the session on February 9th, because we can't meet together physically. And so I think, for me, I know that, you know, I thrive on, this is why I work in the arts. I thrive on that kind of the electricity of being in a creative space with other people, whether it's visual art, dance, theater, any music, all art forms. We can't do that physically, but I think, I mean, I'm looking at that lineup of speakers, we will do that virtually. It will be, you know, that little injection of a bit of the artistic magic that we've all been missing. But also, I don't know about you, Anne, but the very first time that I kind of got into this arts advocacy space, I felt very nervous about reaching out to people that I did not feel necessarily well equipped to speak to with kind of knowledge and confidence. And after I'd been through that session, that inspiring training session, I did feel equipped and I was able to do it. So I do want to kind of say a word of encouragement to anyone out there who's thinking, well, you know, maybe I should get involved in this. I really like the idea, but I'm not sure if this is really me or if I can speak powerfully. You will be given a piece of paper that has all of the things that you will need at your fingertips. Literally, they will be at your fingertips. That makes it super easy. You will be coached on, you know, how to do this. It is not hard. It is a short conversation that is all about the power of the arts and what it is that the arts do that's impactful. And then these wonderful opportunities to hear from people who, like I say, are inspiring and help us kind of frame yeah, what we do really matters, and we can now bring this to our legislators.
Yeah, so no experience needed. Don't be nervous. It is really exciting. We provide, as Fiona said, certainly training. You'll be given facts and figures, but also what really carries weight with legislators are the personal stories that you have about how the arts have impacted you. So, and your community. So there's a lot of information we'll be sharing with you, but don't be overwhelmed, and sign up and join us and walk along in this process. And know that legislators want to hear from their constituents. They really do. And if we're not, again, at the table asking to be part of that conversation and letting our legislators know why the arts are so important in our communities, then we're not going to achieve the asks and the goals that we have. And we know the power of the arts to heal and how important it is for our community, across our communities across the state, to have the investment in the arts. That is going to be what helps us heal personally, as a society, in our communities and across the state. So and if you have additional questions, we're actually having a office hours Zoom meeting tomorrow from 1 to 3. And that information, if you register, is actually in the registration information. And really we are here to help you feel successful, because the relationships you establish and build with your legislators are paramount, not just once a year during a biennial Arts Advocacy Day, but in fact, all year long, establishing a relationship where you can go and express your concerns or listen to your legislators and find out if you can help your legislator be successful in certain areas. So this is definitely about building a relationship. It is not about just a one-off. You don't just go to your legislator when you're mad or cranky or you want to change something. You need to actually find opportunities to thank, appreciate, and really educate them on why the arts and what fun and joy we have a story to tell about why the arts are so important. So please join us. You can go to, again, the Eventbrite there. You can also go to our website, texansforthearts.com, and there's a registration link on our homepage and a lot more information about what we'll be doing on the 9th and on into the future. So Fiona, any final words of wrap up? Otherwise, we'll say we hope to see everybody on February 9th.
Just to say, if you are in any doubt about participating in this process, I urge you to dip your toe in this water. It's going to be easier this year than ever because it's being done virtually. And it is, if you need something that that just gives you a sense that the arts are still alive and kicking, even in this incredibly difficult time where live performance and all those things that bring us together in physical spaces can't happen, this is going to be just a wonderful opportunity to get together with colleagues and share both the pain and the love and the passion for the arts. And of course, the very final session in all of this is going to be on the 11th, and a chance to celebrate, share our experiences of the legislative virtual visits, and also a virtual happy hour.
So we know how to wrap it up. So thank you so much, Fiona. Thank you all for listening. Please join us again next Wednesday at 4 for another update. And we hope to see you on February 9th, 9 to 12. Register, it's free, and your voice will matter. So thank you all.